welcome to Javaism, and in this video we are going to talk about stream API. And stream API is really, it's a very important, and with the help of the stream API we can do any big methods or big logic. We can reduce lines of the codes and we can write in one line of the code. That is possible with the help of the stream API. And in the stream API we can take the help of the function interface, lambda expressions or method reference, which we have already discussed it. Okay, so before going to understand a stream API, I will recommend you please go and check out lambda expression, method reference or functional interface. Once you understood those part, then only you can come back and try to learn a stream API so that you can understood in the better way. Okay, let's start with the stream API. So a stream API is a Java 8 features. The stream API is a powerful features introduced in the Java 8 that provides a functional approach to processing a collections of data. So basically we are using the stream API when we have a collections of the data, maybe the array, maybe the list, linked list, or maybe the map also. Okay, so whenever you have a collections of the data, in that only you can use the stream API. That is one thing you have to understand. Second thing is, a stream allow developer to perform complex operation. What? A stream allow developer to perform what? Complex operations on the data in a concise and efficient way. Concise means less code. Efficient means very fast, without the need. Let me open my ledger. Okay, without the need for the loop or external iterations. Okay, so in that case we don't want loop also, we don't want any iterations also, and we can do with the help of the method itself. Okay, a stream is a sequence of the element that can be possible in the parallel or sequential also. Okay, so a stream having a multiple sequence of the processing like parallel or sequence, you can do whatever you want. Okay, it can be created from a collections, it can be created from the array, even from a file also. So while doing a stream we can use with the help of the array, collections or file. Once a stream is created, developer can perform a wide range of the operations on the data, including the filtering, mapping, sorting, grouping and reducing also data. Okay, so for example you have a lots of the data. For example, we have a 1 millions of the data. Okay, and you want to concise it, you want to filter it, you want to find out some operations, you have to do it. Okay, for example, let's take one example called, we have a one array which is taking a millions of the data, and in that data the data is nothing but age, and in that age we have to filter out the age which is less than 16 years. We have to process it, we have to filter it. So what we can do, if you go with the loop, you have to iterate your loop up to 1 to 1000 times, but we can take the help of the loop. Okay, without loop, so it's very easily we can write one line of the code and we can find out it, and it will very efficient also. We can use the parallel processing. Okay, that is the powerful concept. Okay, you understood that? So only the purpose of the stream API is what? Do the operations of our data, including filtering, mapping, sorting, grouping or reducing the data. Those operations you can easily perform with the stream API. If you see one example here, we have a one array list. So maybe array list having a, as of now, 5 data only. Maybe this data will be 1 million, 1 trillion. What will happen? It's a very long amount of the data, and you have to find out in this data the number which is what? I think even number. So if you want to filter the even numbers, map to the int. So for example, we have this numbers when we have to find out the first we have to do the filter. So what we have done here, we have a numbers. So in the numbers we have created one stream with the help of the stream methods, and then we have applied the filters. So the filter we can find out only the even number, the condition which is we have see here, which is finding the even number modulo division 2 equal to 0. It means we have to find out the even numbers, and on those even numbers what we are doing, map to int. So we are exactly mapping it to the int, and then after we are doing to the sum. So what will happen, all those data whatever the present inside the numbers collections or array, you can say, okay, array list, those data, what will happen, it will store the sum and it will return it, this sum. It's a one line of the code and you can do it. If you do with the loop, it will take at least 3 or 4 line of the code, then only you can do it. So this is the power of a stream API. Okay, so basically this is the stream, and we can create a stream of the array or maybe the collections, and you can utilize it. Okay, let's go and try to do this example. First we can do the filter, and then we can map to int, and then after we can do sum. Okay, let's do it so that you can understood what is the map stream API. Okay, so I'm going to create one class, and I will change the package also. Okay, and I will write a stream test, and I will change the package name called stream test. Let me finish it. So we have created one package here. Okay, and inside this I'm going to write one main methods. Okay, and inside the main methods I will take the help of the list. So this is nothing but one list. Okay, and inside the list we have to store the integer value, and those integer value I will can say numbers or numbers, whatever, numbers, numbers equal to array dot as list. So array we have a utility class, so we can take the help of those, and this array class having a one as list method, and inside this you can pass 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is the our data, and I want to find out the whatever the even numbers are available inside this those sum. So what I am doing is I'm writing here numbers dot, first we can convert it into the stream. So if you see here, we have a two type of the stream. One stream which is work in the sequential order. If you see here, return the sequential stream with the collection of its source. And second stream, it will work as a parallel order. So parallel order means whatever the data you have, it will work together, multiple threads, and it will do very fast, and it will extract all those data and it will do the operation. That is the power of parallel stream. But we have a very less data, so we can go with the stream. It will also given the better performance in that case. Okay, a stream. Then what we have to do, we have to filter it, because in my array list having a like whatever the data, like odd numbers also, even number also, but I don't want odd numbers, I want even numbers. So I will do filter. So after a stream we can do the filter, because a stream having a filter method, and we can use the lambda expressions, lambda expressions, and we can take, if you see here, let me show one more times, dot filter. So if you see the filter will take one predicate, and predicate is what, functional interface. So we can easily implement this predicate function method, which is nothing but, if you go down you can see. Okay, so it will having a predicate, and predicate having a one method. I will show you what is the predicate having a methods. Okay, so let me write here what we can write. So we have to do the filter, so e hyphen, and we can apply the lambda expressions for the functional interface, and I will write, okay, whatever the e we have, or whatever the numbers, here you can give anything. Okay, anything which is the reference variable we can say, and one of the reference we can say. Okay, and this n is modulo division 2 is equal to 0, then we have to store this data. So what we have to do? We have to do map to int. Okay, map to int. Whatever the data we have, we can convert first into the int, and then only we can do the sum. So what we can do here, also we can write like that. Okay, and then after we can do the sum of this value. Okay, and those data finally we can store in one of the local variables, and those variables we can print it. Okay, so just guess what is the output. So output will be what? 2n plus 4, which is nothing but what? 6. So let me print the sum. So we can print out what is the output. So let me run this code so that you can understood. Okay, so if you see here, what is the output? Output is nothing but 6. Okay, so we have understood. But if I remove this one, map to int, I thought I don't required it. So what will happen? Sum. So this is not available directly. The method sum is undefined for the type stream of integer. So because of that, we have written map to int, first convert it, and then we can do the sum. Okay, right. Same thing if you want to find out the odd. So you can see here not equal to. Okay, not equal to 0, and again if you run it, you can see the output. Okay, it will give the sum of the odd number, which is 9. So if you add 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 1 is nothing but 9, which is sum of the odd numbers. Okay, now I have thought, okay, we will explain. So as of now you understand, this is the array list, or this is maybe the array, or this is maybe the file. On that we can apply the stream or parallel stream. Then after this stream having a lots of method, maybe the map, filter, reduce, okay, so much, sort. So we have applied the filter, but every methods having a one function interface, consuming a function interface. So if I print predicate, okay, so predicate is a one of the function interface. Let me open it. And if you go inside this function interface, which is predicate, what is available here? Okay, test. So internally this will call this method and test. It will not it will return one boolean value. Okay, and it will take one parameters. So because of that only we have this filter method. So in filter we have pass one parameters, and it will return us what? Boolean value. And once it is returned Boolean value, based on that what we are doing? We are accepting only and only even numbers or odd numbers, and those numbers we are converting to the int, and after int we are doing the sum of those numbers. That's it. So this is the power of the stream. Okay guys, so each and every function, maybe the filter, maybe the map, whatever, each and every method inside this, we are using the functional interface, which is predicate, consumer, maybe the function, or maybe the supplier. So many methods, by function, so many what we can say, so many predefined functions are available. So internally we are using those functions. So we have to understand like how we are using and what is the use of those functions, and believe me, it's a very important. Okay, so I hope you understood the example and what is the basically concern. Okay, so this is the one things we understood. Okay, same thing, if you not go with the stream API, let me comment it. If you not go with the stream API, what you have to do while finding a sum of the even numbers or odd numbers? You have to write a code, like you have to create first one sum, and you have to assign with the 0. Then after you have to write one for loop, and maybe the for each loop. Okay, and you have to take one by one integers, which is I, and then after you have to read those data from the numbers. And what you have to do, you have to write one conditions. If whatever the I value we have, modulo division with the 2 equal to 0, then what we can do, we can do the sum plus, sum equal to sum plus what, I, right? So this is the logic we have to write, and finally we have to print it. Okay, so it's your choice and it's your demand. Okay, based on that you can find out. If you write not equal to here, this one also work, no issue in that. Let me run it. Okay, so if you see it's a 9. So better to write this line of the code, or you have to write this line of the code. It's purely your choice. So right now in the industry or market, you can say everyone is expecting to write a code less line of the code. Okay, and also the processing or efficiency speed of our program will be fast. So because of that we are using the Stream API, and Stream API is very important. We can write one line of the code and we can achieve your target. Okay, otherwise you have to write the native way, and we have to write properly for loop, we have to write a sum, and we have to write a condition, each and everything. Okay, so many things. So this is the logic for the traditionals also, and this is the logic for the Stream API. So basically it's your choice, it's your like interest, and based on that you can write your project and you can write your whatever the project you are doing. Okay, that's it guys. Okay, and I hope you understood the Stream API, but we can go and learn so many things related to the Stream API. Okay, for example, a Stream API is a newly added features to the collections which is coming in the Java 8, API Java 8. A stream represents a sequence of the elements and support different operations like filter, sort, map and collect. Those are the operations you can perform easily with the help of the stream. Okay, in the collection we can combine these operations to the perform pipeline to the query of the data as shown in the below diagram. So if you see here, this is the stream, whatever the array list, array and collections we have, so those we can convert into the stream, and after a stream we can apply the filter with the help of the predicate. After that we can sort it based with the help of the comparator. We can map it based with the function, and then after finally we can collect those data and we can store in some other variable. Okay, so this is the sequence we can follow and we can do the coding. This is the one example you can see here. So we have a array list, hello world. This is the basically a string we have. Filter the word start with the letter H. So whatever the words which is started with the H, we have to filter it. So we have written words, which is this one object, and a stream, and we have applied the filter, and based on the word we are starting with H, we are doing it, and then we are finding the each and every element. We can see this example, okay, and we can understand in the depth. Let's take some example of the Stream API and try to understand like what basically we can do here. So if you see here, we have a list of the words, and those words we are trying to convert into the stream, and then after we are doing the filter and we are checking like whatever the words are start with the H, okay, which we have to store inside this, and we have to print basically, so we can print it. Okay, so let me do one thing here, hello world, how are you? Okay, so let me write a code for that so that you can understood in the better way. Okay, so here I'm going to create one more class. So before I need to close all those classes which is created. Okay, once it is closed, let me open the project called Java 8 features. Here I want to go with the Stream API. In the stream test I will create one class. Okay, the class name is nothing but I will give the like stream test 1 or 2, we can give like that. Okay, inside this if you see it, I'm going to write one main methods. Okay, let me maximize it so that you can understood and it will see good. I'm going to create one list which is nothing but array list. Okay, which is nothing but array list. So inside the list I will write some of the string, and here I have given some words. Okay, inside the words I will write arrays. So we know we can store the data with the arrays also, list also. So array dot add list, and inside the list we can pass, okay, hello world, okay, and we can WOR and the hello world, and we can pass something called how are you, how are you. So this is basically we have some words in our collections. Let me properly close it, and I don't want this by. Okay, so this is perfectly, we have created our array list having a lots of the word. And let me start with this one also, capital H or small h, nothing is so. Okay, and also I have to check one more things, like I have to print all those whatever the words which is started with the H. So in that case, the H, capital H and small h both are started with the H. Those words I have to collect, and maybe I can print it basically. So how can I write a code for with the help of the stream API? So words dot stream we have to convert. Once it is converted to the stream, basically what we have to do, we have to do the whatever the we have to find out, we can say the filter also, and we can say other way like start with. Okay, so if I see here there is no start with method, so what we can do, I can do the filtering. So in filter it will pass one parameters, okay, and it will return true or false based on that. So we can assume, okay, this is the lambda expressions reference, and whatever the data which is start with, whatever the data means what, word only which is available inside the what words array list, start with I can pass here, which is maybe the H, okay, a small h. So what I have to do, I have to collect those data. Okay, so if it is, then I can print it directly also. So I can write for each, and here system dot out, I can write system dot out, and here I can use the method reference which is printl. Okay, and I can print the words which is started with the what, capital H or a small h, but here I have given a small h. Let me check what it's printing first. Okay, so if you see the output, what is the output of our code? Okay, so if you see this basically console, what it's printing, how. So how is started with what, a small h. So because of that it's printing, right? Because of that it's printing the how. But maybe the requirement says I want to print both, maybe the capital or maybe the smalls. So what we can do here, so first whatever the value we have, first we have to convert to the what, lowercase. Okay, so we can write e dot, okay, to lowercase. Okay, and after the lowercase we can apply which is a small, and then after we can print it. Okay, so this is one of the way, with that we can do the proper way. So let me run this code also. You can see the output. Okay, hello how, both are printed. Why? Because first what I'm doing the lowercase. So if it is lower, and we can check a start with h, those I have printed here. So those are the code here. Let me break this line of the code so that you can understood in the better way. Okay, so this is the one line of the code I have written to find out the word which is started with the capital H or a small h. Okay guys, so this is the one questions. Let me go and take the another question. So another question is like using of the map, the word which is uppercase and print them. So for example, we have a word and we have to map it, and we have to make it uppercase, and those word we can print it. Okay, so how we have used here method reference. So the help of the method reference we have converted this particular whatever we can say our data into the uppercase, and then we have printed it. Okay, let me write this code. Okay, so I'm going to write with the help of the lambda expressions also and method reference also, both. So if I want to convert this particular things with the help of the method reference, okay, so let me write first those. Okay, so for example, I have a words dot stream I have to convert, And so this is use of filter, use of filter. This is use of map. I can write use of map, and after the strings I can write the map, and through the map I can convert whatever the strings we have a data type to uppercase, and then after those data I will easily print it with the help of the for each loop. Okay, for each, and here simply I will write it. Okay, system dot out double colon println, println. Okay, and this will print all those data into the uppercase. Let me run it so that you can understood. Okay, if you see it, it's printed hello world, how are you? Okay, hello world, how are you? Let me remove this ln here, so it will print into the one line. Okay, if I remove this, it will print into the one line. Those also you can write, and you can see it here. Okay, but it's not looking good, so we have to write ln here so that we can go down and we can print it. Okay, also if you want to differentiate it, okay, we have to differentiate it both the output. We can write simply ln here. Okay, and after starting the something we can write here s out. Okay, and we can give one line. Okay, and it will also convert to the uppercase. Let me run once again, and you can see the output. Okay, so first output is hello how, which is started with the h. We have done the filter, and this is basically map, so we have converted the lowercase letter to the uppercase basically. Understood guys? Yes, understood. So this is the use of map, but I told you like, okay, we can convert this particular method reference into the lambda expressions also. Okay, how we can convert it? So let me write it and let me convert it. So first, okay, arrow down, and let me comment this line of the code, and then what I will do is here I have to write one method reference, okay, with the help of the lambda expressions, and e dot to uppercase I have to write, and automatically it will convert. So instead of writing a function interface, we can write lambda expressions also. So basically it's a alternate lambda expression and function interface, not a function interface, method reference are alternate of each others. Here also you can write no issue. Here also you can write, instead of writing a ln directly, you can give here method reference. How you can give? So here you can give one e, and you can start with like that, and then after you can write a s out. Okay, println, and in the method, which is method ln, you can pass your e, so it will also print perfectly. There is no issue. Okay, if I run this code, you can see. Okay, hello, how are you? So this, like whatever we have written as a method reference here, we can write as a lambda expression. That is also possible. Okay guys, so that is not a big things. Only you need to understand is method reference, functional interface, lambda expressions. Three things if you understood easily, you can understood a stream API. It's not a very big. Okay, let me go and check out the third use of the method, which is reduce the word to a single string. So for example, we have a result and word dot string, and we have to reduce it. So we have used the reduce, and we have passed a comma b, and we are adding a plus b with the help of the lambda expressions, and also we are giving here some of the like double quote, which is a string format only, and finally we are printing the s out. Okay, so let me write this code, which is the reduce, and it will take two parameters, first, second and third. So this is the second, third only you can say, and this is the a plus b. So let me go to the our STS and use of reduce. Okay, what we can do? So we have a words. So first words we can convert into the stream, and after a stream we can convert, we can use the reduce method, and reduce will take two parameters. Okay, reduce will take how much parameters? Two parameters. One parameters, it's a empty, Okay, and second parameters you can pass as a something called whatever the reference value we are passing, so a comma b, and finally we can use the lambda expressions and we can add a plus b, this data. And once it is done, what we can do, we can collect it. Okay, we can collect it, and if you try to store it, those data, it's stored in one of the string, it's returned, and I will print this reduce. Okay, so let me print it so that you can understood what is the output and how it's working. Basically hello world, whatever the data we have. Okay, so before going to do anything, let me write s out so that it will print next line. Okay, and then after here what I will do is, here I will give some space. Okay, and try to run it. Try to run it. It's printed each and everything, but while adding a plus b, I am thinking like also add one space here. Okay, also add one space here, so that it will separately, it will print hello world, how are you. Okay, so this is the console, guys. You can see hello world, how are you. So this is the use of the filter. We have filtered the data. This is the use of the math. You can modify the particular data, and this is the use of reduce, and we have reduces the data also. Okay, so whatever the strings we have, like collections of the word in the array list, we have reduced it and we have stored inside the one particular variables. Okay, so I hope you got some awareness about what is the stream API, how it will work. Okay, and also you understood lambda expression, function interface. Okay, and this is the basically examples of all those things. Okay, and now what we have to do is, we have to learn all those methods used in the stream. So in a stream we are using the filter, map, flat map, distinct, sorted, limit, skip, for each, collect, reduce, all match, any match, non-match, find first, find any, count, max, min. Apart from this, lots of the methods are there. We can understood all the methods related to the collectors. In collector also having a to list, to set, to map, to concurrent map, to collections, countings, summing int, summing long, summing average, averaging in the int, averaging into the long, grouping, mix by, min by, grouping by, lots of the methods. And all those methods are very powerful method, so we can understood one by one each and every method used. Okay, so that you can become a master in the stream API, guys. Okay, but let me continue with the stream first. So as of now we have understood, okay, what is the use of filter. You have used the filter for the predicate. It will return the stream consisting of the element that match with the given predicate. Okay, so for example I will told you, let me create one more class which is a stream class method. Okay, and this is the class. Inside this class I am going to create one main method. Okay, so if you see here, for example, we have a one list. Okay, and those list is containing some integer value. Okay, for example, list equal to new or let me write list dot, not like that, list dot of, and we can pass here all those element. For example, not 10, like that, 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 50 comma 70 comma 80, like that. So this is some of the words, and I want to do the string. So for example, we have a list, so easily we can apply the string, right? And then after the stream we can use the filter method. Okay, and through the filter we can filter the even, odd, or whatever the methods we want. Okay, for example, we have filter which is number which end with 0, start with something, like that we can do it here, and we can basically filter it. Okay, for example, here you have some value called 21, we have some value called 75, we have some value called 85 or 88. Okay, and I want to find out the number which is even number. So what we can do here, we can write e and whatever the e value it will come, we can divide it with the 2 if it is equal to 0, what we can do, we can collect those data, okay, and we can collect with the help of the collectors, okay, collectors, collectors, collectors is nothing but which is available inside the java.util package, collectors dot to list, to, not collection, it's a collectors. So if I write collectors, which is a stream, java.util.streams dot having a method called to list. So it will convert in one list, and those lists we can easily store in one of the another list, okay, and you can print it also, okay. So if I print this newly created list which is collect, you can see the output, okay. So see here, what is the output? Output is 10, 30, 50, 88. Inside this there is not 75 or 21. Why? Because these are the odd numbers, and we have filter only what? Even numbers, and we have a store in another collections. So that is the also power of what? A stream. And a stream having a lots of the method, for example filter, and we have understand what is the use of filter right now, okay guys, okay, understood, okay. One by one we can discuss each and everything, okay, all those methods related that we can understood, okay, but one by one we can't understood in 1 day or 2 days, we have to take time and we have to introduce it. For example, if you go with the map, so map method internally taking the help of the function will take one parameter and it will return one value. So if you understood the function interface or method reference, then only you can understood this type of the method how it will work. So it's returned a stream consisting of the result of applying to the given function of each element, okay. So for example, let me create one classes, and we can understood what is the differences between map and flat map, okay, and then we can do the operations on that and we can understood. So for example, let me create one class, okay, let me create one class. For example, class name I will give map and flat map difference test. Basically I have created one classes. For example, in this class I am going to create one of the main method. Inside the main method I have a one list, okay, and list will contain something like word, okay, and let me import first list, and this list will contain words, and this is nothing but words I will write, and here I will write arrays dot and list, and inside the list I will pass apple, mango, okay, banana, okay, I will pass something called fruit, I can pass something called orange, or something different food we can take. So for example, orange is fine, okay. So this is the list of the foods we have taken, apples we have taken, okay. Let me format it, okay, let me break it to the 2 lines. So this is the list we have, and I want to check how many length of this particular, how many length. So what is the purpose of basically map? So map will not do the filter, it's basically do the modify of the code. For example, it's a lower case, it will convert to the uppercase. If it is uppercase, we can convert to the lowercase. We can do the some operations on those particular data. That time we are taking the help of the map. So for example, we have a words dot stream, and a stream having a method called map, and map internally taking the help of the what? Function, and this function we can write like that, okay, fruits, and this fruits we have to check the length, and whatever the length it will generate. For example, apple length is 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So like that it will give the length of each and every words, In those length, what I will do, I will do the collect, and I will collect those length, and through the help of the collectors I will convert it into the what, collectors. I want collectors, COLLECTORS, which is available in java.util.stream. Don't forget it. Okay, to list, to set you can convert. Okay, and once I converted it, what I can do, I can store in some other list simply. Okay, I have stored in some other list, and if I print both the list, okay, let me print it. If I print both the list, for example, word first, words, and then after I will print s out collect. So both are nothing but list only, but one list containing the string and another list containing the integer, which is length of this particular string. So like that operations, if you want to perform, you can take the help of the map, right guys? Okay, and you can see here all those output also. What is the apple? 5 length. What is the mango? 5 length. Apart from this, 6 length. Got it? So this is the code you can write simply. Okay, okay, now we understood. Then what is the difference between flat map? Okay, because flat map is also very popular, and so many times the interviewer will ask you what is the use of flat map. Okay, so this is nothing but map, we understood. Okay, let me comment it out, and then after we can talk about the flat map. So if I talk about the flat map, for example, we have a one list. Okay, and inside this list having a one more list, and this list is containing some integer value, for example some integer value. Okay, and what I have to do is, so this is nothing but numbers. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, I will create one new array list. Okay, so our array list is created, and I will store some of the data inside this number list. So number list dot add, and I have to add here list. So I will take the help of the arrays, and arrays which is utils, and dot add list, and inside the list I will add some value called 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I will give 3 or 4s. Here I will store something called 20, here something called 90, here I will store something called 235, here I will store something called 78, here I will store 0, here I will store 1, here I will store 11, here I will store 20 and 30. So this is the value which I have stored inside it. We can add more element also, for example 4, 7, 8 also. And if I try to print this, let me print this data which is number list. So if I print this data which is number list, how it will look like? Let me print it. So if you print this data number list, how it will look like that. Okay, how it's looking? So this is the first collections or list, you can see array list, and inside having a multiple list which is array list. Okay, but I don't want output like that. I don't want output like that. I want to convert or list. So for example, this is the output I will consider. I want to convert all the list into the one. I don't want to provide a multiple list. So I want to convert it like that. What I have to do? Those data I have to convert into the one single array list. Is it possible? Yes, possible. What we have to do? We have to iterate the loop, and we have to store all those data in the one of the array list. Okay, but if you go and do with the help of the flat map, it's a very easily you can do it, right? If you do with the flat map, it's a very easily you can do it. But if you do with the traditional way or something like whatever the loop we are using, so it's almostly you have to write 5 or 6 lines of the code, then only you can achieve it. So in that case, what we can do is we can take the help of the flat map. So whenever we want to take the help of the flat map, so flat map we are using list of list data, list of data, and map we are using list of data. So if you have a list of list data, then we can go with the flat map in the depth, you can say. So for example, we have a number list dot stream, and then after we can use here map. It is possible, but we don't want to use the map because we have to find out the internal data also, so we can go with the flat map. Okay, and flat map also will take what function, and through that function what we can do is we can convert into the stream. Okay, so whatever the data we have, like list of the data we got, those data we can convert into the stream. So we can write like that, list dot stream, and after converting to the streams we can write those data, we can collect it with the collectors. So collectors dot to list, we can use it, and finally we can store those data in one of the collect, and those collect you can print it easily. So let me break first. Okay, let me break first so that you can understood in the better way, and let me print it also. So if you see the collecting nothing but one single integers, which is list of the value we have, and if I run it, you can see the output here, which is whatever the flat map, like whatever the data we have, list of list data, we have converted into the single list very easily. Okay, so that is the power of what? Flat map. Okay, so whenever you see list of list data, then you can do the operations with the help of the flat map, and we can convert into the stream, and those streams we can do the operations. But if you see you have only streams of the data, then we can go with the what? Our simple way, which is the map, and we can take the help of the map and we can do the operations on the particular data. Okay, so this is basically difference of the map or flat map. Okay, thank you so much. We can take those some more methods on the next video.